Hello there, welcome back. Our next guest meets dozens of entrepreneurs in the Dragon's Den, but today Sara Davies is here to help you launch your own successful business.
Yeah, figures show that 1 in 3 people dream of starting their own business. So you're here to try and help some of our viewers who want to get started.
Yes.
I mean, how long ago was it when you first created your business?
Do you know, it'll be 19 years this October. And I started mine when I was still at university. So it was, I guess, side hustle. It's normally a side hustle if you're doing it while you're working, but I was literally studying full time.
And if you'd have thought back to 19 years ago, thinking, goodness me, this is where I'm going to be in 19 years' time, that, I mean, I imagine it would have made sense, yeah.
I never would have dreamed I'd be where I was. But I could always say that even just a few years ahead, someone would say, where are you trying to get in a few years? And I just think, do you know what? Take each day as it comes, have big dreams, big aspirations, but just manage every step along the way.
I mean, at the time, you were just 23 as well, weren't you, when you started?
21.
Oh, my. I mean, how did you do it? And are there any mistakes that you made along the way that, in hindsight, now you turn around and go, actually, I would have done that differently?
Yes, there are. However, had I not made those mistakes, I wouldn't be the person that I am. They always say you learn so much more from your mistakes than from your successes. So I think had I not been on the journey I'd been, then I wouldn't be the entrepreneur I am. And the greatest entrepreneurs, I mean, I've read a lot of autobiographies of a lot of big entrepreneurs, it's their big failures that really define who they are.
And teach you things.
And teach you things.
Yeah.
And what I try and do a lot of is kind of inspire and mentor other people so that they can learn from my mistakes. I had to experience them to learn from them myself, but I think by sharing them and being open and talking about them, other people can hopefully learn from your mistakes. They'll go on and make their own mistakes, but it'll be different mistakes to the ones I've made.
And then you've got a new role as well, haven't you, with Avon, which is exactly about that, about trying to open the doors for women who want to set up their new businesses and empowering them.
They've called me the Chief Inspiration Officer, which is brilliant because, you know, I work with tens of thousands of Avon reps now, all about how to turn their side hustle into a serious business. I mean, we have women earning 6-figure salaries from what people perceive as just a side hustle. And my job is to, do you know, 9 times out of 10, give them the confidence.
Yes.
As women, we don't think we can do it. We don't believe in ourselves. And my job is to empower them, make them believe they can do this, and then give them the tools and tips and techniques. And I do monthly mentoring sessions with them. I talk to them about the mistakes I've made, the things I've learned along the way, and how can they be the best version of themselves and have a really successful business. You know, that's the key.
I think that's one of the things when you say, you know, you've got to make the mistakes. I think so often we're so nervous or frightened to make mistakes that you end up not doing
Not doing anything.
Which
That's
is
the worst thing you can do, is do nothing.
Yeah.
I think you've got to take that leap of faith. And I'm a really outwardly confident person, but still suffer from imposter syndrome, always having the self-doubt and everything like that. But every time I've achieved something big in my life, it's because I've gone outside my comfort zone and I've really pushed on to try something different.
Well, you've got lots of tips for us this morning. So the first one you say is to set up a business plan. OK,
so you know what they say? To fail to plan is to plan to fail.
Yes.
If you don't have a plan of where you're going, how can you work out how you're doing against the plan? Have you actually achieved anything you set out to achieve? It doesn't have to be a formal business plan, but write down your goals and your objectives. This is what I tell my reps all the time. Write down your goals and objectives. Where do you want to be in 6 months, in 12 months' time? And then you can measure yourself. And best of all, be accountable. Find somebody you can be accountable to, even if it's just your friends, or writing them and sticking them on the fridge. You're more likely to do it if you're accountable to someone.
You say, do your research. That's important.
Yeah, it's not about what you want. You know, people think, oh, I've got a lovely idea for starting a business. But if it's only you that likes that, you've got to look at who is the target customer. Did they really want this? And do that research. Even if it's just asking around your friends, do some focus groups.
What about social media?
Is massive.
Yeah.
Businesses it's a make or break on social media.
Yeah.
And what I always say to people is, if you're starting your own business, go and shout about it on social media, but ask your friends and family to support you. You know, the way all the social media algorithms work is the more shares and likes that you get, you know, then Meta will think you're really interesting. So even if it's just asking your mum to ask her friends, can you like me posts or comment on them? That'll really help with your engagement.
Build up that community. Engagement is everything these days, isn't it? You mentioned this already. What started as a sort of a side hustle for you has become your life and your business. Yeah. But side hustles are brilliant ways of creating a little bit of extra income.
Yeah, I'm all about de-risking, right? And if you're thinking, oh, I should maybe start my own business, I'm gonna throw in the towel at work, I'm gonna hand my notice in and we're gonna go full throttle, right? well, what's paying for the mortgage? Right? Whereas I always say, and because I've had a background in crafting, I see so many women, women especially, but women and men, who will start a little crafting hobby, start doing the craft fairs, maybe start a little, Facebook marketplace, selling their wares. What starts off as a side hustle, all of a sudden, that could become big enough that you can say, actually, there's demand here. If I give up my job, this is the income that I lose. However, I gain 40, 50 hours a week, and I can see in 20 hours a week I'm earning this, and I can scale this up to here. That way, you are not de-risking. You are totally de-risking yourselves, and you're not running into, how am I going to make my mortgage
otherwise
payment?
you make the wrong decisions about things. I know you've got loads more advice for us, Sarah.
Yes.
So you're going to stay with us this morning. You're going to be answering our viewers' questions
I
as
am
well.
indeed. We've had some brilliant questions in just this morning, so I can't wait to get in and give people real life advice.
Thanks, Sarah. Great to have you here, and we're going to do that phone in a little bit later on.
Welcome back. Now, if you've got a business idea but have always been too nervous to enter the Dragon's Den...
Who wouldn't be, by the way?
I know. You're in for luck, because we're bringing the den to you
Yeah, we've got our very own dragon. Sara Davies is here in the studio, helping you kickstart your business. We've had lots of calls for you, Sara, so we'll get straight into it. We're going to start with Joe. Morning, Joe.
Morning.
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 Right. What's your question to Sara?
Hi, Sarah.
Morning. Go on, hit me, Joe.
Okay, recently been made redundant from travel sales job that I absolutely loved, and I'm just looking to move with my career. It's a passion I have, and I love to travel and share my experience with others. Just wondering where I can start to make it something for myself.
Yeah, do you know what? So many people, Joe, do that. It's being made redundant was the push that they needed, and it's a brilliant time to give it a go, because do you know what? If it doesn't work, it's not like you've quit work to try this, Joe. You've given your dream a go, and if it doesn't work, you can just go and start and apply for more jobs. If it's travel that you love, I would look into some of the big travel companies who run schemes where you can set up as an independent entrepreneur running your own travel business, but you've got the benefit of all their marketing, their support, and that way you're kind of surrounded with other like-minded people. So I think there are quite a few travel companies out there in the UK that do this, and you can have all the benefits of being your own boss, Joe. You can be in control, you can work the hours that you want, you can build the business as big or as small as you want, but you've got that security blanket of the support, the brand, the marketing, everything that goes with kind of being a part of a bigger organisation as well. Does that help, Joe?
It does, yeah. With me having all the time on my hands now, it's like I can use that and just looking at figuring where to start from.
Joe, have you, in the past, as it's a passion, have you advised your friends as places to go, things you've seen and lovely experiences you've had?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We've got a family friend and she's amazing, Anna. She's amazing at organising trips and coming up with ideas, loves doing all the research. We've always said she should do something like that.
Exactly. So my old French teacher at school gave up teaching because she was so passionate about travel, Joe. A little bit like you, but she actually gave up her career. She's been doing this for 8 years now, and she's a really successful counsellor, and she loves it, and she's doing her passion. But I get way better holidays than I would ever have organised for myself, because she's like an expert in the field.
She's brilliant at it.
Good luck with that, Joe. Go for it.
That's lovely. Thanks ever so much.
No worries. Thanks for calling us.
Good morning, Kimberly. You've got a question for us.
Hi, thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. So I'm a midwife sort of by trade, so to speak. But in my own time, I like to create like memory blankets, memory bears. I have set up like social media pages, but I'm not very tech savvy, I must admit. Some of it my husband helped me with, but I'm just sort of wanting to know, really, is there anything else I can do to sort of, just to advertise myself really and get a bit more interest from people?
Absolutely, Kimberly. Do you know what I always say to people? You've done the hard bit. You've started the business, you've put yourself out there. The most difficult thing that people seem to find, and it's especially us women, right, is asking for help. And the best thing you can do is say, if you've got a happy customer or if you've got some friends, say to them, do you know what, if you've really been happy with what I've done, is there any chance you could give me a shout out on your socials, or would you be able to give me a testimonial that I could use? Because 9 times out of 10, people are more than happy to do that. There's nothing that people love to do more than support other people who are following their dreams and setting up their businesses. But people just wouldn't think to do that. I spend half my life trying to shout about small businesses that I use because I'm in business and my brain's wired to think like that. So many other people think about it but don't realise the impact that a social media post or a recommendation to a friend could have. So don't be shy to go out and say to people, if you've really been happy with the experience or the products you've had from me, would you mind recommending me to other people? And if everybody that bought from you just recommended you to one other person, you've doubled the size of your business. That's how powerful it can be, but you've got to ask for that bit of help.
You really do.
Yeah.
The other thing as well, Kimberly, because my wife is doing some garden design with some friends at the minute, and they all keep saying they love doing the designing, but they are hopeless on social media. And I've sat down with them, done some bits and pieces, and all they keep saying is, oh, we're just useless, we're just solutions. You've just got to practice, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Just give it a go, post stuff, don't worry overly. Yeah. Just start getting out there. The more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And there's tons of online tutorials.
So much help. I would say, Kimberly, go on there. There's YouTube videos and tutorials. There's other people that you can follow on social media that'll give you the advice. Look at what your competitors are doing in the area and ones that you really like, and then emulate what they do.
Agreed.
Don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just look at what other people do and copy and put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Hope
Good luck
that's
with that.
helpful, Kimberly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. OK, next up we've got Richard. Good morning, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
You want to start a charity shop?
Yes, good morning. Thank you for taking the call. Yes, me and my friend have wanted to do a charity shop. Recently, we've both been affected by Alzheimer's. Our family's been affected by Alzheimer's. When we looked at the high street where we live, there didn't appear to be a shop that catered for people to donate their articles for Alzheimer's. So it was something we wanted to start. But it's how do we get it off the ground?
Do you know, I love that you're doing something from a passion you really want to go and make success of it. And I say 9 times out of 10, making a business successful, if you've got that drive and passion, you can make anything work. So I've got every confidence in you. It's actually a brilliant time to be going to the high street to try and negotiate rents, because you'll see a lot of the high street, a lot of stores are empty. It's a buyer's market. So you want to be going and you want to be negotiating on a space, and don't just accept the first thing they offer to you. You know, the whole thing is you've got to play the game. So go and speak to 2 or 3 different retail units that are empty, and you tell them, I've been having some advice from that dragon, Sara Davies. Yeah? And you can tell them, she's told me to come and ask, what's your best deal? And I'll listen to that, but I'm going to go and ask that guy down the road what the best deal is. And as soon as people think there's some competition in it, you'll be amazed at how quickly they'll drop their deal. So you want so long with free rent, maybe you want some support towards doing it up inside. They will be desperate to have you in their retail space. So you're holding all the aces, as we would say in poker.
Wow, OK.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Richard, she's got you back.
Yes, she has.
Tell them she's giving you the advice.
Yeah, Sara sent you from Dragon's Den.
Good luck, Richard.
Yeah, good luck with that. What a brilliant thing. We're out of time, unfortunately, Sara. We have so many to get through.
You've got to come back.
Going all day.
You've got to come back.
Going all
Come
day.
back and do it again.
Yeah, you're
because
brilliant.
There's tons of people with lots of
Sure.
ideas and they need some advice, and it just makes such a difference.
Brilliant.
Thank you for coming in.
No, my
Amazing
pleasure.
to see
I've
you.
really enjoyed it.
Right then, a quick